Yeah, guys, I completely lost my muse for the other what ifs that I've been talking to you guys about, so I'm not going to be continuing them, guys. The ones that I've cancelled on this channel that I spoke to you about recently. But as you already see, I'm going to be giving you new what ifs to make up for those, to make sure that I keep you guys entertained, so just sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. I've been working on this idea for some time now, so here it is, guys. What if Naruto was a son of none other than the Snake Sanin with multiple Kekkei Genkais? Part 1, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this, and as you know, more to come. Yes, guys, seeing that I'm not going to be continuing the ones that I haven't done in over a month on this channel, guys, I'm not going to be continuing those, but I'm going to make sure you guys are kept entertained and well relaxed, so just sit back and I hope you guys enjoy. And I also posted a brand new episode over on Anime King, guys, of What If Naruto was trained by female Itachi and fell for her. So go ahead, check it out and enjoy, guys. And remember, if you're new, yes, I indeed have 4 channels, which I post What If on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly, every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go and smash that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. So without further ado, this we jump right into this. Begin now, guys. Orochimaru of the Sanin, one of the most feared and powerful person to date. However, even him himself knew that there was other people out there in the world that were stronger than him. After all, he was running from the organization known as the Akatsuki for the same reason. His defection led to them hunting him down, wanting his death. However, he was too slippery to be caught. But it was not just that. Konoha wanted him dead as well. Kumo wanted him dead for tampering with their Jinchuriki some time ago. Orochimaru was wanted by many nations all over. And he took pride in that he was unable to be found. However, what Orochimaru seek was immortality. But not just any immortality. He also seek to become something beyond immortal. To become something that is able to learn every ounce of information that this world has to offer. Every ounce of jutsu. He wants to become a being that transcends time and space itself, breaking through the fabrication of life and death. Orochimaru wanted to be the greatest, surpassing everything and everyone that ever came before him. His goal was looking unattainable. Can one truly possess such power? In the past, there was said to be a man that created the moon, the god of this world. Can he truly rise up and become even beyond that strength, becoming a being that possesses ultimate power? Orochimaru had came to the realization that the Uchiha clan was one of the greatest. After witnessing a young Itachi Uchiha perform a training regime, the Uchiha whole body, their body genes, their genetics, everything about them made them such the perfect warrior. They were bred for this. That was the body that Orochimaru needed, but the body that he could not have. And thus he had to flee from the Akatsuki as well. He failed. If it wasn't for Kabuto, he would have surely been killed. Itachi was not one to let something like that slide. So he ran for his life. Yes, he ran away, running for his life from the Akatsuki, from all of his problems. However, nothing was going his way. That is when he had came up with this idea in a dream, to be exact. A dream. To make his perfect host. To make something that he could take over in the future. He had tried this before, trying to merge the cells of the first Hokage with specimens, that being children that he kidnapped. And for that, Konoha had dubbed him one of the worstest person in the entire world. But they did not understand. No one understand. He would do whatever it takes to achieve his dreams. It doesn't matter who he has to cut down. It doesn't matter who was in his path, he would trample over them to achieve his dreams. But back then, Orochimaru was never thinking of gaining said body for himself. He was trying to create an organization of powerful warriors at his beck and call. But now, Orochimaru spent months over the elemental nation, even slipping into Konoha, gathering necessary cells from long dead past warriors. He wasn't alone. Kabuto was at his side as well. Kabuto also gathering cells from dead warriors. Orochimaru went above and beyond. But once he was done with Konoha, he went to Kumo. And once he was done there, he went to Kiri. That was said to have the most bloodline users to ever walk this earth. He even went to the Hidden Sand. Orochimaru went everywhere except for the Hidden Rain. Knowing what that man is capable of, he decided not to chance that. After all, he was trying to achieve something, not die, in the process of doing so. Once he returned, Orochimaru even took his own DNA. Also several female specimens. They will be needed to, well, help his fruition grow. As Orochimaru got to work, this took him months, isolating all the genes and DNAs, mixed them together. Countless deaths, countless failures. Orochimaru was pissed. Time and time again he failed. Over and over again he failed. What he was growing was something that has never been seen in this world before. Orochimaru was furious. It got so bad that he was about to destroy everything in frustration, but something happened. Several kids were taken, and there was only one left. The others had failed. However, this one was already going down the same path as the other ones, as he could see it on the monitor. A small black-haired child. He had tried to make his body stronger, tried to make his bones more denser, tried to open up his chakra pathways, but he was failing just like the others. However, Orochimaru had kidnapped a few female specimens, and that was in order to facilitate all of the DNA, all of his as well, in order to birth something that's never been seen before. However, every one of them failed, and they all perished. The last one perished this morning. When Kabuto did the autopsy to see where they went wrong, it turns out that whatever Orochimaru had sufficed them with, this final one had mixed together. While the woman might be dead, the remains of all the cells were still mixed neuron inside of her. Orochimaru was intrigued. He then did something that was stupid at the time, and it might just end up destroying everything, but he combined the two. The child that was still alive, that was failing, and the remaining DNA. As all of that was injected into the child, Orochimaru DNA being a part of it as well, and countless others, including with the child resilience that he tried to build. The amount of people that he killed and caused their death by doing this, the number was crazy, but Orochimaru would do whatever it takes to make sure that he succeed. To his and Kabuto's shock, the small child was still alive after 2 days. No, that was surprising. The others died after a couple of hours. The child body was even growing. In a span of 2 days, Orochimaru watched as his body was growing. His hair was thinning out. That didn't seem to be good though, but his vitals are perfect. Yet there was no signs of him waking up anytime soon. His body was in a petrified state, not ready to emerge. Orochimaru watched day in and day out. On the 50th day, something immaculate happened. As Orochimaru thought that his ingenious plan would never work, but something immaculate happened. There was an explosion. This was caused by a raw, uncontrollable chakra. Immediately, sound ninjas flocked from every side. Orochimaru walked as he was angry, thinking that something or someone interfered with his planning and caused the whole procedure to go downhill. If that was a truth, they will all be killed by his hands. Arriving towards the location, all of his men quickly spread apart. Orochimaru-sama, Kabuto said as he stood there. He saw a strange look on Kabuto's face, an shocked look. He told the others to move. This did not interest them. Stepping inside, Kabuto stopped his master. It's awake. Orochimaru snapped his head towards him. Would you mind repeating yourself, Kabuto? It's awake, my lord. Given my recent monitoring, it shouldn't be. An intriguing look came on the Sannin's face as he stepped inside. Arriving, Orochimaru saw the room. It was a mess. He did this, from what I was able to assume, upon his awakening. Chakra exploded out of his body in a violent force, causing this. This chakra, even though it has already spread, you can still feel it in the air. So powerful, so demanding. I've never felt anything like it before. Kabuto was indeed speaking the truth. The chakra was unusual. It more felt like a tail beast than a human. That got a splitting grin on Orochimaru's face. Where is he? Kabuto pointed towards a corner as Orochimaru stepped forward. Orochimaru then saw the child. He was different. His hair was no longer black. It was red. Crimson red, with two black bangs coming down his face. Framing the side of his face, the child had his hands over his head, but he was not breathing. Orochimaru took a closer look as he realized he was breathing, but his body was kept in such a calm state that it looked like he was not even breathing, given Orochimaru was a few feet away. That was impressive, Orochimaru thought. Stepping closer, Kabuto did not say anything or react, as he just watched his master. The child just stood there. Child, Orochimaru said, lift your head. The child did not react though, as Kabuto wondered if he understand. This child and the others were orphans. His master was saving them, giving them death that would probably be better than what they would receive in the future. They didn't have any family, and Kabuto knew for certain that it was only some time before the world take effect on them, and they would not live to see past their teen years, or maybe even before that. So to him, his master was doing something good, empowering them if they survive. Well, and ending them if they fail, because death was better than life that they would go through. Without having anyone or a village that was properly to watch their back, they would surely die, and it would just be a waste for his master not to use them for his experiments. That is how Kabuto justified it. However, Orochimaru started to grow frustrated. The child was not listening to him. That was one thing he could not have: insubordination. Reaching down, Orochimaru touched him. The child still did not react. His hands was as cold as ice. Orochimaru literally felt like he was touching a block of ice. As he lifted the child's arm, causing him to look up, Orochimaru was met with golden eyes, similar to his own, but instead of the slit, he had a normal pupil. His pupil was blue. No, that was strange. A peculiar mix. Inside of that blue, Orochimaru could see a faded red. Now this was more than intriguing. Didn't you hear me, child? Orochimaru asked. The child's eyes were looking deeply into his. As he was not responding, Orochimaru wondered if he did not have a proper mind at the moment. Given the whole experiment, maybe there was some negative effects. However, before he could say anything, the child grabbed his wrist. Orochimaru, out of self-preservation, raised his hand to strike him away, but he stopped himself. Orochimaru was a cautious person, but that same cautiousness had let him survive for all these years, so it was a good thing in his opinion. However, the child's eyes seemed so empty, so unresponsive. Orochimaru wondered if there was any brain functioning going on up there. However, the child started to poke his arm strangely. Orochimaru watched him without saying a word. The child then released his wrist, and then started to poke his own arm. As he looked up towards Orochimaru, before he got to his feet, he seemed to wobble on his feet for a moment, but he did not fall. He then started to move his lips. Orochimaru watched him without saying a word as he started to move his lips until he was able to formulate who. The word came out soft. Who? He said once again. Are you asking me who am I? He asked. Who? The child said once again. As Orochimaru realized, his mind was indeed functioning. He was a young child after all, so maybe his communication skills were not up to the level of most kids his age because he was, well, an orphan by himself. So maybe those were the problems that were facing him now. However, there was one thing for sure: Orochimaru was gonna grab this opportunity with everything. He kneeled onto one knee. Who am I? That's simple. I am your father. Father? Yes, your father, he said. Father. He said mouthing the words. Father. It caused him to crack his lips up into a smile. It seems unusual, like he didn't know what he was doing, but it was just a normal reaction. Orochimaru saw his fangs that were longer than normal as he smiled at Orochimaru in a crooked way. This is amazing, Kabuto said, shocked, as his master's been going about this for a long time now, and yet it had paid off with wonderful results. Orochimaru turned towards Kabuto with a sick, twisted grin on his face, as he was nothing but smiling in glee. He was beyond excited. The possibility for the future was now limitless. Time skip. A few years later, we start out at a small village. This village was not really a village for civilians. This place was a place for experiments, for sick, twisted science experiments. However, at the moment, the small village was on fire. The houses that were around were burning. Bodies were on the ground. These people that were here were not normal. They had some deficiency. Strange markings on their body. You could tell that they were put through a lot. However, they tried to fight. Whatever they tried to fight had massacred them. The lot of them. Bodies were littered all over. Heads were decapitated. Arms were removed. Mutilated in such a brutal way. As there was something echoing through the village. That whistle was causing the man that was running for his life, Amaki, to be scared as hell. Sweat raced down his brow as he ran. To his left and right were two people that seemed to be half human, half fish. They were mutated. As Amaki heard it again, the whistle kept on going, louder and louder. Amaki arrived towards the door as he pressed his hand on it. The seals on the door caused it to open up. Him and the two men rushed behind it. Both of them are large, at least 6 foot tall, as Amaki was short, 5'2", extremely so. He screwed up. He screwed up bad. They arrived towards a room. Amaki rushed towards the far wall. There was no escape. However, Amaki was not trying to escape. He was looking for his greatest creation. Amaki once worked with Orochimaru until he decided to betray him. Knowing that whatever he created, whatever he do with Snake Sanin, would always take his work and use it for his own means. Amaki decided to flee, with all the information that he was able to gather over the years. Believing that he had fled from Orochimaru, Amaki decided to go through with what him and Orochimaru was planning, to create the ultimate sea warriors. These people, half fish, half human, allowing them the ability to swim underwater, gills on their necks. However, their body was also extremely durable. They were once normal people. Over the years, Amaki had gathered several of them, used his loyal subjects, and proceeded to create a bigger army. He knew that one day Orochimaru will come for him, and he would have an army to kill the Snake Sanin. However, this morning, something had landed right in his secret operation base. This is where all of the experimented people live. They all work for him, all saw him as their father. as he made sure to tamper with their minds once they were under. However, to Amaki's shock, someone was able to find him. This place was located on a remote island, so it was rather shocking. Someone had just crashed into the air and started to slaughter everything. Amaki saw it on the video feed. He didn't know what it was, but under 5 minutes, majority of his forces were already slaughtered. And not in a normal matter, they were beheaded, sliced up, mutilated really badly. And now Amaki had to awaken his ultimate creation, which is known as Namos. Amaki was going to use Namos to conquer the sea, controlling the sea. Every shipping, every boating experience will have to go through him. He will become the god of the sea. He will create more sea people. And with Nomos by his side, no one in this entire world would dare to defy him, because he would be unstoppable. The god of the ocean, Amaki. He could already hear them say it now. That is when he heard something creaking. As his two warriors that stood, they looked at him in surprise. No, that's not possible. He quickly started to move fast on what he was doing to prepare Nomos. But before he could though, he heard something creaking even more. He watched as a door, the solid titanium steel door, which he had to imprint his own hand because of the full inch of the steel on it, was currently being breaking down. That's not possible. As he then saw something building up. Father! One of these sea creatures grabbed him and threw him out of the way. The other one was able to dodge. The one that threw Amaki got squashed by the door that was sent sailing forward. The machine exploded on contact. Amaki screamed out in rage. No, he yelled. As he watched the whole thing implode on itself, he covered his face. Flames started to light the entire place. Amaki then heard a gurgle. As he tried to look up, something was thrown his way. That is when he saw it. It was the head of his final protector. That is when Amaki saw someone standing there. But before the person could step forward, there was a glob of water that burst out of the containment unit. It had survived. Tears in his eyes. The monster that he had formed was gigantic. Its head reached up to the ceiling. Its body seemed to be comprised of nothing but water, but this was no kind of water able to harden to become like steel within a second, able to liquefy itself into almost a gas-like state and re-pull itself back together. It was his ultimate creation. Nomos, this is your father. This man right here, he's trying to hurt me. Kill him! This wasn't the first time he used his ultimate creation. They had a psychic, almost mental link. As they were bonded, the creature turned. Its two gigantic hands, its face, seemed to be in a solemn expression. It stepped forward. Its body seemed to be solidified. It lashed out its hand that turned into water and grabbed the individual wrapping around him. It then proceeded to open its mouth. Its body could also increase the water pressure to crush his opponent, that is why it would swallow him, and crush him alive. But before it could though, the arm was removed. Amaki watched as the arm dropped down to the ground. Water splattered everywhere. But Nomu simply pulled the water back to him and regrew his arm. His arm then solidified as he brought it down, smashing the area. But he was not done as he smashed it once again, destroying the entire place. Amaki smiled as he got to his feet. I think that's enough, he said. Whatever that thing was, he was no match for you, my son. As he looked up towards Nomus. Now come. Several of my plans have been ruined. It's time we start again. It's time we rebuild. It's time we... Amaki was not able to finish that sentence as something burst right through the creature's body. Despite it being made from water in a sense, somehow, whatever was touching it, somehow turned it into literally nothingness as it slowly broke apart. No, no, Amaki yelled. This can't be possible. How? No, his ultimate creation could not be defeated that easily. What is this? This makes no sense. Amaki then finally turned to the perpetrator that did all of this, and Amaki was shocked. The perpetrator stood at 5 foot 8 inches, crimson hair that was tied up in a ponytail that went down into his back, 2 black bangs that framed the side of his face. He opened his mouth as he yawned, showing off sharp fangs that could rip almost into flesh. His eyes giving off a dangerous, predatory look. Amaki stepped back towards the wall. Who are you? He said. Why have you done this? At this point he was just thinking that Orochimaru had sent him. However, maybe this was something else. Well, what do you want? He said, not giving the person a time to speak. I'll pay you. I'll make you rich beyond your wildest imagination. I'll give you whatever you want. Just don't kill me, he begged. You would do all of that. Amaki heard his voice. It was so calm. Yes, I'll give you whatever you want. Whatever I want. Yes, as long as you don't kill me, I'll give you anything. Money, island, woman. Anything, huh? As the person took a step forward, Amaki started to feel sweat racing down his face. I know. Can I have your heart? My heart? Amaki said, confused. Yes, the one in your chest beating. Can I have it, please? But I will die. Yes, I know. But you said anything. So can I have that? I can't. Just choose something else. The person seemed to frown. No, he pouted in a childish manner. You lied to me. You said I could have anything I wanted. But you lie. I don't like liars. They must not be trusted. They betray us. And they must always suffer for lying. No, I didn't lie, said Amaki. You did not? No, of course not. Amaki got to his feet. I just can't give you my heart, because if I do, I won't be able to give you whatever else you want. I mean, you do want something, right? Woman, money, diamond, gold, islands, anything. Just you name it, Amaki said, and I'll grant your wish, just like that. There you go again. You said anything, but I asked for your heart, and you're not giving that to me. It's just I can't give you that. I'll die, Amaki said. Just pick something else, and I promise, I'll give it to you. The child walked over towards him. Amaki could tell that he was no older than 13 or 14 years old. He had no visible weapons on him. What was he using to fight a moment ago? Where did that power came from? Sorry, I can't. You can't? Amaki said, confused. Yes. Father sent me to get you. Father? Who is your father? Oh, Orochimaru. By the way, my name is Naruto. And you are Amaki, my new friend, my plaything. Amaki's heart was beating so fast he felt like it was gonna explode. Orochimaru's your father? He said, his tone trembling. Yeah. My father, said Naruto. And he told me to come and get you, because you are a liar. A very bad one at that. And as I said, I don't like liars. He told me not to kill you though. But I can do whatever else I want, just not kill you. So, Naruto grabbed him by the throat before he grabbed onto his arm. He then started to squeeze at the shoulder. Amaki screamed as Naruto proceeded to rip the whole thing out. Blood and gore spilled. Amaki collapsed down to the ground. The scream took a while to come as he screamed out loud after it finally came out. Amaki was twitching on the ground, his body spasming. Maybe I went a bit too far, said Naruto as he proceeded to walk towards him and kneel down. He held his hand out as he placed it right at Amaki's shoulder. Amaki felt a burning sensation before. He no longer felt pain. I numbed your body, so the pain won't bother you that much anymore. As Amaki turned his gaze, whack! Naruto slapped him across the face with his own arm, throwing him across the room. As he slammed into the other wall, walking over towards him, Naruto picked him up by his leg before he swung him and threw him. Amaki burst right through the window. As Naruto climbed up and jumped through, Amaki was trying to crawl away. Naruto stomped into his back. I'm afraid we're not done yet. Father is quite upset with you. He said to make it hurt. As Naruto grinned spread as he started stomp and stomp and stomp, making sure not to kill him but to make sure that he suffers. Time skip. Everyone gave way as they saw the boy walking, dragging something behind him as blood was smearing on the ground. Hey you, he said. The sound ninja that he spoke to quickly got rigid. Yes sir, he said. Clean it up, would you? Yes, at once. The man quickly fetched the supplies that he would need to clean the bloody ground. If they knew one thing for certain, it was not to mess with this individual. It did not take too long for him to arrive towards his father's lab, where he was located. Orochimaru heard the door open as he turned. Ah, Naruto, you're back. Yes, I am. And look what I brought. As Naruto held Amaki up by his one leg, Orochimaru noticed that Amaki's arm was missing. His left eye was carved out. His lip was removed. His fingernails were taken off. His left leg was twisted in the opposite direction. And his nose was taken off as well. And there was a carving in his head, like Naruto got bored. It seems you made him suffer as I instructed. Of course, he's a bad person, remember? So we have to make bad people like this suffer. A lot. I had fun doing it though. Orochimaru couldn't help but smile, as he was a proud father. As a sinister chuckle came from his lips. What's so funny? Naruto asked. Oh, nothing, my boy. Why don't you go and rest up? You did well. It's time for me to have a little chat with Amaki. Well, not chat, but get what I want from his head. As Naruto gave him a salute, before he made his way off, his son, Orochimaru decided to name him Naruto. He found it hilarious. The first book that Jiraiya ever created was known as The Tales of the Gods and Ninja, where there was a hero. However, Orochimaru believed that his son would be the embodiment of death, suffering, and chaos. And so far he was proven to be just that. Over the years, Orochimaru tried to replicate what happened, given how Naruto was born, but every single time it was a failure. It seems like Naruto was a one-of-a-kind thing. All the others fail really badly. Orochimaru still to this day could not believe that it actually worked. And it worked so remarkable. That simple child over there was not just any normal child. The things that he could do. Granted, Naruto need to have better control. Orochimaru feared that he might create a monster, because he did create a monster. A monster that only he can control. A true god of destruction over the years. He had given Naruto several missions, and each one of them was a 100% successful rate. Naruto could just eliminate all of the sound ninjas here, and be his only protege, to complete everything that he assigned him to do. However, Orochimaru liked to have a lot of, well, cannon fodder to use just in case, and not to mention, when Naruto get bored, he liked to play with the sound ninjas. As long as he did not go after any of the useful ones, Orochimaru did not care, not in the slightest. That is when there was a knock. He glanced towards the door. Who is it? My lord, we receive a message. Orochimaru told the person to enter as it was one of his ninjas. He handed him a scroll. Orochimaru opened said scroll and read through it. He raised an eyebrow at that. As for Naruto, he was walking, hands in his pockets. He was wearing black pants. He was wearing a tight, muscular shirt. Over that he was wearing a white coat, as he had his hands in his pockets, walking through the hallway. His face was just radiating happiness. There was not a care in the world that could seemingly bother him. As he walked, everyone giving him a wide berth. It did not take him too long to arrive towards his destination. Oh hey guys, he said as he entered the large training room. The moment he said that, everyone in the room freeze up. The sound 4. that consists of Teowaya, Jirobo, Seikon and Ukon, and also Kitamura as well. You could see it on their face. They were trying not to show fear, but you could tell that they were afraid. What are you guys up to? Oh, Naruto, we're just practicing, said Jirobo. The moment he said that, the others shot him a nasty glare as he realized what he had said. He prayed to whatever god was listening to make sure that he didn't want to join, that monster didn't want to join them. The Zone 4 was not good people. They were Orochimaru elite guards, and they have done terrible and horrible things over the years. However, as terrible as they might be, that child over there was a freak of nature, an abomination. The things that he did, the way he acted, he might seem like a calm, normal child, but the next second he could rip your head off while laughing. He had no empathy. He felt no guilt. He only did what caused him happiness. Anything else was just a waste of his time. The first few times that they had met him, their life had been put through hell. When he slowly started to adjust to what he really was, Teowaya, being the loudmouth that loved to curse, had triggered him. He was just smiling so she thought that everything was okay. That was until he split her throat open. He had sliced her throat with his nails. It was a good thing that Kabuto was nearby. Jirobo tried to stop him. He had grabbed Jirobo's head and cracked it into the ground several times. He then proceeded to rip Kitamura's arm off before stomping in his face. He then went after Seikon to cut his head off. That is when Orochimaru came in and stopped Naruto, telling him that he should not go after these ones. They were important. He had quickly apologized to them. It was a good thing that Kabuto was nearby to heal Teowaya, otherwise she would be dead. And he was able to patch up the others as well. Till now Teowaya had a long gash that was across her throat. A permanent reminder of the kind of evil that was in this world. Whatever kind of monster this was, they should lock it up and burn it alive. However, the Sound 4 could never say that out loud, because Orochimaru would kill them and he would send Naruto to do it. Hey, he said, can I? Before he could say play, Naruto-sama. Naruto turned as he saw a guy standing there. What do you want? Said Naruto. Orochimaru-sama sent me to call you, the man said. You could see the fear on his face. Unlike Orochimaru, who would do things that were brutal and, well, deadly, the thing was you could never tell with Naruto. It was just something about the kid that was terrifying. But I was just about to spar with them, said Naruto, as he stuffed his hands in his pockets. Hey, come here, said Naruto. The Sound Ninja walked over towards him. Yes, he said. Naruto shot his hand forward and ripped his eye out. The guy screamed as he held his eye sockets. The Zone 4 looking at him with complete shock. They knew they should not be by now, but it was still just... The guy dropped to the ground. Don't worry, that's all the punishment you get. As for why I'm punishing you, you ruined my fun, said Naruto. I know it's father that called me, but I wouldn't do this to father, so I'll do it to you, said Naruto. A happy smile on his face, as the guy just kept on screaming. As Naruto stepped over his head and made his way, Teowaya shook her head. Would one of you shut him up, she said, as she watched Naruto leave. She did not give a damn for that guy on the ground that was screaming after all. Better him than them. Well, better him than her. However, that kid always freaked her the hell out. Arriving towards the room, Naruto was clean. As he stepped inside, you called for me, he said. It seems I have another mission for you. So quick? As Naruto was happy about that. Yes, I know how you enjoy them, but this one is a quick one that just caught my attention. What is it about? Who I'm going after? Well, this time your target is a bridge builder. A bridge builder? Yes. I've received a contact from one of my old friends known as Gato. He's offered to acquire my services. It turns out that he hired 2 missing ninjas that are failing in a task that he gave them. So it's your job to kill them and also kill the bridge builder that is causing him problem. The bridge builder? Said Naruto. Yes, the bridge builder of Land of Wave. He also informed me that there's a team of Konoha Shinobi there. Should I kill them as well? Naruto asks. No. I want you to leave them alive. What? But why? Just do it. I have a reason. As Naruto frowned. Come on now. Have I ever led you astray? I guess not, said Naruto. So I should leave the Konoha Shinobis alive. But don't you hate them? Yes, I do. But as I said, I want you to leave them. But if they try to fight you, disarm them, but do not paralyze or cripple any of them. I just want you to beat them. Beat them badly. But make sure that they live. And that they won't suffer any long-term wound. I want them to be able to remember every single thing. If you say so, father. So when do I leave? Right now, Orochimaru said, as he gave Naruto the exact location. And also a photo of the bridge builder as well. And the two missing names that he should kill. Naruto made his way as he ran. He did not seem to be slowing down for any time now as he ran, running as fast as he could. Meanwhile, that was going on. At the land of Wave, there was a frown on a redhead's face. She was not pleased. Her name was Mito Uzumaki and she was pissed off. Mito Uzumaki was under the tutelage of Kakashi Hatake, along with her teammates Sakura Haruno and Sasuke Uchiha. At the moment she was trying to climb the damn tree, but she was failing, and she was not the only one. She glanced up towards where she had marked the tree, as she looked over towards Sasuke. Seems I got it higher than you, she said. Sasuke frowned at that, as he ran up the tree once again only to slip off, as he did not get any higher. Trying to prove me wrong is not gonna work out so well for you, is it, she said. Just shut up, Sasuke said. I can do this. If Sakura can, I can do this as well. That made Mito frown as well. Sakura beat the both of them to it. So she can do it as well. As they start to run up the tree, they did not stop until they were dead right exhausted as they came back in that night. Well, said Kakashi, as he stood at the door. How did it went? The both of them collapsed unconscious before they could say anything. That brought a smile to the young Copy Ninja's face. The both of them was coming along nicely. Granted, he could do better without the both of them at each other's throat almost the entire time. But still, training-wise, they were coming along nicely. Given the few more months that was left for Chunin exams, he believed that they would be ready for it. Yes, he would make sure that they're ready. As he walked over and picked up the both of them, Kakashi paused, as he felt an odd sensation. He didn't know why, but he felt a strange feeling, like something was wrong. His senses were never wrong. As he glanced around, checking the area, but there was nothing. Time skip. The two guards that was outside of the first entrance heard a whistling. What the hell is that? As they pulled their small norihi rather quickly. That is when they saw a child, around 14 years old, stepping out of the foliage. Oh, hi there. I'm here to speak with Gato. The first one spoke, and who the hell are you? Me? I don't think that's any of your business. Just lead me to Gato, and everything shall be fine. Who does this punk think he is? Yeah, I know, right? Like we're just gonna be foolish enough to lead you to our master. Hey, you idiot. Why did you tell him that? Shit. It doesn't matter anyway. Whoever he is. The guy was not able to finish, as blood started to spray out of his neck. His friend eyes widened, but before he could say anything, someone clamped down on his shoulder, as two legs wrapped around his neck, as Naruto was holding on to his stomach from behind him before he twists, snapping the guy's neck, causing the body to fall as Naruto flipped himself upright. You guys talk too much. Father did say not to kill Konoha Shinobis, but you guys are not that special. As he made his way inside, upon entering, several guards that was inside of the main compound saw him. They all raised their weapons as he asked him who the hell is he. I was sent here to speak to Gato, said Naruto, to do a mission for him. Where are the two guards outside? Why didn't they escort you in? One of the guys asked. Oh, them? I killed them. What? You did what? I said I killed them. Is something wrong with your hearing? Would you like me to take a look at it? You little brat. The guy raised his weapon. Stop. His friend to his side said, if the boss did hire him, it wouldn't be wise for us to try something, not to mention, something is deeply wrong with this kid. You feel it, don't you? As the next guy looked at Naruto, who was simply smiling. You know, the other two took long as well, that is why I killed them. Because they wouldn't listen to me. Should I do the same to all of you? All of them grabbed on tightly to their weapons until the first guy spoke back up. No, that won't be necessary. There is no way in hell that you would have found this place if you weren't sent by the boss. Did he give you any sign of proof? Oh, yeah. As Naruto fished into his pouch that he had behind the coat, as he scratched the back of his head. Sorry about that. I was supposed to give this to the two guards outside, but I forgot. But they did draw their weapons. Well, they're already dead now, so it doesn't matter. This is let me inside, right? Yeah, the first guy said, not really caring if he killed two of the guards outside because, seeing that they were dead, maybe this will mean you get more money. Moments later. Ah, so you're the one that Orochimaru sent. Usually I would be upset that he would send me a child to do what I asked of him. I mean, just from looking alone, you don't seem that impressive, but you don't seem normal either. Yeah, I've been told that before, said Naruto. So, you want me to kill the Zabuza guy and his apprentice, and the bridge builder? Yes. Zabuza and that little manservant of his has failed me. And they're not getting a second chance. You better not fail me as well. I'm appalled, said Naruto as he placed a hand towards his chest. I never fail. Ninjas always talk, let's see. If you can go through with it, shall we? Well then, I guess you just have to wait and see. I'll be back soon. As Naruto started to walk away. Hey, does something seem off about that kid? You're telling me, said Gato as he stood with his own two personal guards that were samurais. He doesn't seem right in the head. Seems psychotic. Well, if he worked for Orochimaru, I guess you can understand. Moments later, as Gato had handed over the location where Zabuza and his apprentice was. Haku. Haku possessed the Ice Kekkei Genkai, a very powerful Kekkei Genkai. Haku had rescued Zabuza not too long ago, as Zabuza was now on bed rest to get better, to fight the Konoha ninjas again, and this time Haku would be there. Haku was just returning, as he had a basket in his hand, with herbs inside. The night was already dark, as he approached the hut. However, his senses went on high alert. Hey there! Haku blinked. He jumped away instantly, shocked that someone was able to get so near to him. Who are you? Oh, me? I'm the person that was sent here to kill you by Gato. What? Gato hired you to kill us? Yes. As Haku instantly dropped the basket down to the ground, he saw this coming. He told Zabuza-sama to not trust that man. That man was a backstabbing, lying, deceitful bastard. You made a mistake coming here. But once I'm done with you, I'll go after him for betraying my master. Go after who? Gato. It's best if you just leave. I do not want to kill you. Just like us, you were given a mission. So go now. And we won't have to fight. But I want to fight, said Naruto. I was trained to fight. My father made sure I was best in everything, pushing me over and over again to make sure that when the time's called for it, I will be ready to fight. How can you say that you don't want to fight me, said Naruto. Haku narrowed his gaze. What was up with this person? He seemed unnatural. Something must be wrong with his head or something. He didn't seem right in the head. Haku thought that he would just subdue him. Luckily, he was always prepared. Senbon slowly dropped into his hand. Haku blurred out of sight, showing incredible speed. He threw said Senbons as they split through the sky, making their way towards the assailant. However, the guy jumped away as Haku watched the Senbons pierce the ground. He's fast. Haku dashed forward, pulling out a long senbon as he slashed. However, the guy leaned to the side. "Whoa, you're fast," he said as Haku swung he ducked. Normally I don't see kids my own age this fast, but Naruto stepped back once again. "You're incredibly fast," as he started to duck and weave out of Haku's strikes. Having enough, Haku blurred through hand signs, taking in deep breath, water style. Water bullets. 3 water bullets slammed towards his assailant. There was no way that he could dodge those in time. The ground shifted as Haku watched. There was nothing there. No, that wasn't possible. The only thing he saw was a shifting of his feet, and then he just blinked away. Was that teleportation? Was it some space-time ninjutsu? Haku looked around trying to find his source. Haku was incredibly fast for his age. So this was unreal to him. This was not possible. How could someone his own age? He expected to be stronger and faster than anyone his own age. He was trained to be the perfect tool for his master Zabuza to protect him. How could he not even protect him from a simple child? This was not happening. Where did he go? Oh shit. Haku rushed towards the house, believing that Naruto went inside. That is when he heard something as he turned to see the herbs on the ground. The basket, Naruto was going through it. The moment I saw you drop this, I wonder what these were. Haku turned around in shock. That wasn't possible. No, that can't be. He looked at the basket. His eyes only left it for a few seconds. No, he couldn't have go somewhere and returned back and already having his hands through the basket. This must be some sort of illusion. Haku flared his chakra to make sure that he was not under any genjutsu. And he was correct. There was none. As Naruto got back to his feet. It's herbs, isn't it? Once you use on sick people. I'm guessing that Zabuza is sick, seeing that you're looking fine. And here I thought I would have to fight someone strong. But I guess I was wrong. And now I'm upset. I'm angry. It's been a while since I got this angry. Haku wondered if he was joking because his facial expression did not change from that small smirk. There was no indication he was angry or upset in the slightest. That's why I'll kill you now. Haku did not waste any time as his mirrors quickly formed. Whoa, they look beautiful. What are these? Haku images form in all of them. I will not take any chances with whatever you are. I will take you down right here and now. Whatever I am, you say that like I'm some kind of monster. I'm a human being. So get that straight, okay? Human or not, I must dispose of you for my master's safety. Naruto watched as all the Hakus in the mirror gather needles before they launch it towards him. He held his hand out as he went through 2 hand signs before he brought up the Ram seal. Wind style, he said. Swirling tornado. Haku felt the force the moment it happened. A tornado of air pressure gathered around him, sucking all the needles in. Events started to gain more strength and friction as it started to spin more violently. Haku was shocked at the amount of chakra he was pumping out, like it was normal. And now, expand, he said. The moment he said that, it shot outwards. Haku braced himself as he felt mirrors cracking. To his shock, they did not outright broke, but they did crack. That is when Naruto appeared in front of him. Haku had to leap out of the mirror as Naruto's feet cracked it, literally breaking through it. Haku was left speechless as he dropped to the ground. Standing there for a few seconds, not only was he able to find the real him, he was able to kick right through the mirror and break it. As Haku turned to jump into another one, he heard the guy call out, "Solar Flash!" Haku saw several orbs of... He couldn't explain what they were. They looked like miniature sun. As he didn't understand what they were. But hearing that word, Haku saw them lighting up. Haku leaped. Boom! The whole thing exploded. Haku crashed and rolled to the ground. His yukata was torn, leaving his chest exposed that was burned badly. Several burn marks was in his face. His left arm was in a mangled state. Haku tried to get up, but the mere movement was agonizing pain. That is when he felt something lift in him. As Haku saw the guy propped him up with his own arms, his mind was not currently in it at the moment, so he couldn't get away. The guy wrapped his arms around him and started to move, almost like he was dancing. We had fun, didn't we? As he moved with Haku. I mean, it was a good fight. Not an entertaining one, but a good one. Nowadays, I'm only taking care of bandits and weak people, so it's quite boring. But you were stronger. I'd hoped to fight your master because I heard that he was one of the 7 ninja swordsmen, but he's not in it right now, is it? And I can see that you're not really hearing me. You lost a lot of blood. Not to mention my explosion might have caused you to have some internal damage. Haku coughed up blood. Hey, look what you did. It's not polite to go and throw up blood on people. What's wrong with you? As Haku felt himself being gently let down to the ground. As he realized that he carried him over toward the spot, Haku tilted his head to the side. As his mind was just now focusing after that blast, that is when he noticed that his head was between 2 rocks. Naruto brought his arm up as a clone was brought into reality. You do that one and I'll do this one, okay? Let's see how much pressure it takes. The clone nodded with a smile as the both of them stepped forward. Haku's eyes widened as he tried to get up, but he could not make it in time as the rocks pressed against the side of his head. They started to press and press. More pressure, said Naruto. Haku started to scream. More pressure, said Naruto. Haku's scream intensified until one of his eyes, blood vessel pop. More pressure! As Naruto's clone kept on pushing until Haku's face was smushed between the rocks. That was awesome, the clone said with glee on his face. It was, wasn't it, said Naruto. Watch out, boss, the clone said. Naruto turned as something slammed into him. He slammed into the clone as the clone poofed away. As Naruto was sent sailing, Zabuza slammed his blade into the ground as he held it for a crutch. He dropped down to one knee, holding on to the hilt of his blade, panting very exhaustedly. Haku! He tried to move the rocks, but his body was in a bad state. Now that was not nice. Zabuza glanced up towards the individual. How are you? As Naruto had a gigantic cut in his stomach. It was deep. The blade had sliced right into him. A bit more and he would be bisected. Look what you did to my shirt, said Naruto, as his shirt was ripped. Zabuza was sweating. How are you? Alive, he said. What are you? A very angry person now, said Naruto. A few minutes later, Naruto was whistling to himself. As he was done getting to his feet, Naruto looked down. Zabuza's head was on the ground, along with his arm and his torso and his legs. Well, they were mismatched. Naruto had switched Zabuza body parts with Haku, and switched Haku parts with Zabuza. If only I had a head for you, said Naruto, as he looked towards the body of Haku. But I don't have one. As he put them together even though they weren't attached. Now it's off to deal with the bridge builder, said Naruto. Bye guys. As he walked away, a smile on his face. Back at Orochimaru's secret base. All the information that we got from Maki was correct, sir, said Kabuto. Well then, you can go ahead and kill him now. As Kabuto nodded his head. But Kabuto did not leave. What's wrong, Kabuto? It's about Naruto. Don't tell me you're onto this again. My lord, I'm not trying to show any disrespect, but can't you see the way this is going? I know you want to make sure that he's perfect so that you could take over his body, which you haven't mentioned in a long while. But, my lord, he's getting worse. Orochimaru frowned. That's enough, Kabuto. Naruto is just fine. I have him under control. There's nothing for you to worry about. As Kabuto looked towards his master, he sighed as he knew that he would not listen when he didn't want to. If you say so, he said. Once he was gone, Orochimaru was thinking to himself. Kabuto wasn't that far off. Naruto was not a normal child. The way he was created, well, he was already human, but Orochimaru existential creation of him, it made him different. Not his abilities, not his strength, not his speed. The way he perceived the world around him. Orochimaru had no doubt that Naruto was loyal to him, but Naruto's mind was fickle. He understood everything that was going on around him. Despite him having that childish personality, he was immensely smart. He could understand things fast and learn fast as well. His body could also adapt to situations. However, the problem was Naruto enjoyed killing. He enjoyed it, extremely so. Orochimaru had made sure when he was younger that he understood that he would need to slaughter his enemies for him and do as he say. However, Naruto's mind was impressionable at the time, and over the years his mind seemed to adapt to Orochimaru's teaching. Orochimaru first noticed when he came across Naruto attacking a sound ninja that had accidentally bumped into him, when he proceeded to rip the guy's throat out with his teeth and smiling as he did so. Orochimaru had told him not to go after the subordinates that were useful after he had an accident with the Sound 4. He was sure that everyone in the base was scared of him, but he was keeping Naruto under check, and he was going to be very useful for the upcoming invasion. However, Naruto was not yet perfect. There was still a few things that Orochimaru had not yet seen him achieve, and Orochimaru was waiting for his mod to fully utilize and finalize all of that. For now, he will just have to keep him under his control. He was his father. Naruto did as he says. There was no way that Naruto would go against his word or betray him. That was one of the reasons why he told him to keep the Konoha ninjas alive, despite Orochimaru's hatred of the Konoha ninjas that Naruto also adapted over the years. He would listen to him regardless. And also Orochimaru wanted the Leaf to think that there was someone near the Fire Nations capable and able to do what Naruto can do, and with a mind of his, there was no doubt that heroes would want to investigate this, while the real threat was lurking right around the corner. That brought a smile to the Sanin's face. Yes, very soon, he would make his promise that he did to Konoha a reality. Back towards the land of Wave. Ah, this should be the house, said Naruto, as he took off the Konoha headband that he was wearing. Poof! It returned back to a normal piece of cloth. He had tricked one of the people in the town and told them that he was with the Konoha group, that he was here for reinforcements against Gato. They were quick to tell him where the house was. As Naruto walked straight up towards the front door and raised his hand, and he proceeded to knock. As he knocked on the door and waited, it did not take long for the door to crack open as someone opened it. It was a pink-haired girl. She looked towards him. Hello, she said. Who are you? Oh, hi there. My name is Naruto. Who are you? He said with a smile. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.